Greetings, everyone. I am Pete Pardo from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to pick number seven of my favorite 31 keyboard players of all time. We're in the final week, the final seven, the top seven. We've been counting down each and every day here this month in July 2025 from our number 31 all the way to our number one, which will be revealed on the 31st of this month, right? So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this month so far. Looking back at some of our favorite keyboard players across all genres of music, right? Everything's up for grabs. Today, we're going to take a look at a guy who has done a lot in his career, played with a lot of people, a lot of bands, a lot of solo records. He's most known for his work on the Mini Moog synthesizer, as well as all sorts of Oberheim products. He's played the Yamaha DX7, the Fairlight CMI, Roland Jupiter 8, that kind of cool guitar thing as well. Let's bring to the stage here my pick for today. None other than Jan Hammer. Yes, indeed. In fact, there he is with that little carried around the stage thing, right? He would use that live quite a bit. Very, very cool player. Amazing player. Whether you love, like I said, his solo stuff or the many classic fusion albums that he's appeared on, right? I mean, a member of the Mahavishnu Orchestra. He's done recordings with Billy Cobham and Al Di Meola and Jeff Beck and countless others, countless others. Stanley Clark, you name it, he's played with him. Of course, he's probably very well known among non-fusion fans as doing the soundtrack work for the Miami Vice show back in the 80s. Right. So amazing musician and songwriter. I also really liked a couple albums he did with Neil Schon from Journey, right? The Schon Hammer Group, right? Some great stuff on there too. And one of the great soloists. I think most people that I know who are into Jan Hammer, they love him for his crazy solos, very melodic solos, but very nimble player. And not only, I mean, mostly known for his synth work, but like if you look at like that great album Timeless that he did with John Abercrombie, he does some really great organ work on that album, which you don't hear him use a lot. But electric piano, synthesizer, acoustic piano, right? He's the man when it comes to that. So let's talk about my favorite albums featuring his keyboard work. Well, I got to go back to the Mahavishnu Orchestra. Let's kind of start there because some of his most daring work, I think, it was with the Mahavishnu Orchestra, and I generally go to Intermounting Flame as my favorite Mahavishnu album. However, this album, which is basically where he really starts playing some Moog synth. I think this is the album where really that trademark Jan Hammer style really comes to fruition, alongside, of course, Rick Laird on bass, John McLaughlin, Billy Cobham, and Jerry Goodman, one of the great bands of all time. I mean, just the title track, amazing, Miles Beyond, and this great Fender Rhodes stuff on this album. Celestial Terrestrial Commuters is great. Sapphire Bullets, Pull, Pure Love, Thousand Island Park, Sanctuary, one word, crazy stuff. And I think, one of the cool things about this band, if you're into like kind of solos within the fusion context, when you get like McLaughlin doing a solo and then Hammer rips it up, then you got a violin thing from Goodman and maybe Cobham plays like a little drum thing. It's amazing what these guys were doing together, right? Just absolutely uncanny stuff. And I didn't pick it as one of my albums, but I do want to call to mind the live album, which is just absolutely incredible, from Central Park. Just uncanny stuff going on there. And I guess you have to get the, I guess, one of the Mahavishnu box sets to get the unreleased recordings from that performance to kind of get the whole picture of what went down that day. But yeah, Between Nothingness and in Eternity, just amazing stuff as well. And just some wild soloing from all the guys in the band, but Hammer just killing it on there. So let's go next. I'm trying to make sure I go in order. I think I've got this right. All right, so we're gonna go to Jeff Beck, Wired. Yeah, I mean, like, there's so many choices here for Jan. And but I really love his playing on this album. And he's not on the entire album. He's on a good chunk of it, but who can deny his killer synth work on like Lead Boots or Blue Wind or Sophie. I mean, just so good. Even on Come Dancing, just absolutely wonderful stuff. And this album the second instrumental album from Jeff Beck after Blow by Blow. This album, I think because of the presence of Jan, a little more funky, a little more relying on kind of like wild solo playing, whereas I think the first Blow by Blow is just more of a song-based instrumental album. I think this is just, there's plenty of ripping stuff on here, but still great memorable tunes and really good melodies. But yeah, just some amazing, amazing work from Jan on this. And then if you get the Jeff Beck and Jan Hammer group live, right, it's even more mind-blowing in a live context, some of this stuff and some of Jan's solo works. So yeah, that's my next choice. And then I'm going to go to, from 1975, I'm going to go to his great solo album, The First 7 Days. So here, he doesn't have to really compete with any guitar player, right? Because, on all the other albums I've mentioned, there's also that guitar part of it. Here, it's just Jan doing for keyboard player and guitar player. I'm going to do it all. He's playing the Moog synthesizer on here. He's doing the Oberheim. He's got the Mellotron, Freeman string synthesizer, and everything else under the sun. And the only other lead player we got on here on a couple tracks is Stephen Kindler on violin, right? But here you have some amazing, amazing tracks like Darkness, Earth in Search of the Sun, which is killer. Light Sun is great. Ocean and Continents. How about Sixth Day the People? And of course, the awesome title track at the end, which is just amazing. And, here creating all sorts of textures and melodies and colors and dropping in some amazing solos as well. This is a killer, killer jazz fusion record and my favorite Jan Hammer solo album. It's just really good, but he's got a few of them that are really good. So for favorite song, this was really, really difficult because there's a million of them. And I had a ton of choices. I was thinking, oh, I could pick something from one of those Aldo Meola albums, and God, he's done some killer stuff with Stanley Clarke, and a couple rippers with Sean Hammer Group. That you could pick any track off those first couple of Mahavishnu albums, any of the solo stuff. But ultimately, I decided to go with Quadrant 4 from Billy Cobham's Spectrum. Uh, I mean, that opening synth blast. Does it get any more mind-blowing than that? I mean, just it just goes on and on and on. It's so good, and then then you get, of course, Tommy Bolin coming in, right? And he's doing, and Jan is doing the kind of like electric piano vance underneath while Tommy's going berserk, and then they both kind of finish out the song. It's just absolutely ridiculous, and while all this is going on, Billy Cobham is just rumbling away and going berserk. So it's yeah, it's Quadrant 4 from Billy Cobham's Spectrum is my pick for song. And as far as the albums, once again, Birds of Fire by Mahavishnu Orchestra, Jeff Beck Wired, and the first 7 days from Jan Hammer. There he is. We'll bring him back to the stage one last time. Jan Hammer is my pick for today, pick number 7. Let us know what you think of Jan down in the comments below, as well as your pick for today, pick number 7. Of course, we'll see you tomorrow for number 6, right? So what do we got coming up on the channel here? So, of course, we have later this afternoon, we've got Ken Golden here with the Professor's Picks. A whole bunch of new album releases for you here today, so don't miss that one. We've got tomorrow is the UK Connection. Simon, Stephen, and myself will be talking about some bands or artists in our collection where we have a ton of stuff by. We just like, how did we amass all these studio albums, live albums, compilations, box sets? We just got tons of stuff from these bands. Just all of a sudden, you blink, you look at the shelf, and it's like, wow, I got like 30 releases from this band or this artist or whatever it is. So we're going to be talking about some of those artists that take up a lot of space on our shelves, so to speak. That's coming up tomorrow, and then I will be ranking the albums of Arc on Sunday. It's only 2 albums. It's a short one. I had to squeeze a short one in this week, guys, but do not miss this episode. These are the 2 albums right here. Arc, self-titled, and Burn the Sun. 2 albums from this, I guess, Norwegian progressive metal band, although not everybody in the band is from Norway, but very, very cool. It's kind of like a super group, of course. Tori Aspe from Conception, and Jorn Landi and John Macaluso and Randy Coven and Mats Olassen. Very, very cool band. Very different. Don't expect like Dream Theater clone here. This arc was really, really different. If you've ever been interested in hearing like drums in a really upfront and present, high in the mix, very acrobatic style, in a progressive metal context where it's almost like the drums are as important a sound, a part of the sound and mix as like guitars and vocals are. You're gonna want to watch this episode because Macaluso puts on a clinic on these two albums, especially the first album. But we'll talk more about that in depth. So that's coming up on Sunday. So stay tuned for that and visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram all the damn time. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell so you get alert of all of our content as a post. And please do hit the like button before you leave. Also, down below, all the links to help out the channel. We got our merch page, Cameo page, Ko-Fi page, and the Sea Tranquility membership options all down below. Thanks, everybody. We appreciate it, and we'll see you soon. Here with more stuff, and see you tomorrow for another one. I'm Pete Pardo. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.